different levels, I cannot relate. You never win if you playing it safe. It's all a game until you get played.
Just this past weekend, last weekend actually, a nightclub got raided in Colorado Springs, Colorado. It's a lot of Army up there. You got Fort Carson there is in Colorado Springs. You got the Air Force Academy up there. A lot of military in that area. And they just had a raid that involved over 100 people getting illegals getting arrested, along with dozens of military personnel. They found drugs, they found guns, and there was an Army staff sergeant that was the ringleader, well, one of the ringleaders, and he has found himself indicted on a lot of charges. So, not going to bore you with me talking about it. Let's go to the news and let's hear about it.
More than 300 law enforcement officers assisted in the operation led by the DEA Rocky Mountains Field Division.
We seized quite a number of guns and took a number of people into custody. As a result of this operation is that Colorado Springs is waking up to a safer community today.
DEA Rocky Mountain Field Division Special Agent in Charge Jonathan Pullen says significant drug trafficking, prostitution, and crimes of violence were happening inside the nightclub located near Airport Road and South Academy Boulevard.
Now, I gotta let y'all know, they have been investigating this nightclub for a while. So this ain't like they just stumbled across this. This has been an ongoing investigation, so they knew all this stuff was going on. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Officials made entry just before 4 this morning. ICE, one of the agencies a part of that operation, taking dozens of people into custody.
So as you may suspect, when the cops showed up at the door, most of the drugs hit the floor. And we did find cocaine. It looks like some pink cocaine or the Tusi. We had over 100 illegal aliens inside as well. And those over 100 illegal aliens were taken into custody by ICE.
Cocaine, pink cocaine. That's that stuff that Diddy got caught with. It's like ketamine and some other stuff that's like MDMA, supposed to keep you up. Mind you now, this is at 4 o'clock in the morning. So they were partying until the sun came up.
Pullen says more than a dozen active service members were in the club during the operation, and they were involved in some of the crimes, either as patrons or working as armed security.
We're going to talk about this a little later on.
Yeah, it's obviously concerning to have active duty military involved. We're working with our partners at Army CID on that piece. Obviously, where we are here in the Springs, there's a lot of military bases here, so it's not necessarily surprising, but we're going to take that very seriously.
Federal officials say the nightclub was frequented by Trinidad Aragua, MS-13, and Hell's Angels, but they could not confirm if any members were involved in the arrest.
The message is we're not going to stand for this criminality in our city.
All right. So he just said they're not going to stand for the criminality in the city. MS-13 frequent this nightclub. Now, we know that was part of the campaign strategy back when Trump was running against Kamala Harris. Also, Kamala Harris. And before with Joe Biden. We had heard about all this gang activity out in Colorado, and the Democrats wanted to act like none of this stuff was going on. Like these people are lying, that MS-13 wasn't taking over these cities and apartment complexes. They act like none of this stuff was going on. They said it was fake news. And here we are right now in Colorado, MS-13 related gang activity.
Arona Rodriguez appeared attentive as a judge addressed him in the courthouse behind me and read him his rights. The staff sergeant is facing serious allegations that came out in a complaint released on Thursday morning. One of those allegations, selling drugs to an undercover DEA agent.
So this is the Army sergeant, staff sergeant, supposed to be serving and protecting the country. You out here want to be a dope dealer.
This is the beginning of an investigation, not the end of it.
Answers about why more than 300 law enforcement officers targeted the party are coming out in federal court. This complaint details the nearly 7-month-long investigation into Staff Sergeant Juan Gabriel Arona Rodriguez, arrested by the FBI on Wednesday. It details an operation just last week, claiming he sold 0.5 ounces of cocaine in front of an undercover DEA agent at the staff sergeant's house.
Staff sergeant, this sold half ounce, half an ounce of coke right in front of a DEA agent. Look at the pictures, y'all. Just look at the pictures. Glocks. That's a Glock right there. Another gun right there. Another gun. They were selling these guns illegally, allegedly. All this was going on. This staff sergeant, Staff Sergeant Juan Arona Rodriguez.
While Arona Rodriguez is not facing any weapons-related charges, it also claims he tried illegally selling guns to undocumented immigrants.
Selling guns illegally to illegal aliens. Army Staff Sergeant.
And back to that illegal nightclub. According to investigators, Arona Rodriguez helped lead Immortal Security LLC, the company which was running security for the underground party. It's a job, court records reveal, his commanding officer told him is off limits in March.
Commanding officer had already told him it was off limits, but he ain't follow no orders, huh?
Text messages included in the document show the staff sergeant texting with alleged drug buyers and a drug supplier. In one thread, he mentions the club by name. The document says the staff sergeant was one of approximately 17 active duty U.S. Army service members at the nightclub during the raid, on par with what the special agent in charge said just hours after.
Obviously, where we are here in the Springs, there's a lot of military bases here, so it's not necessarily surprising, but we're going to take that very seriously.
Business records show the address under Arona Rodriguez's name linked to the security company is the same address registered to the event company leasing the space where the nightclub was operating. These women in court told reporters they are relatives of Arona Rodriguez, but refused to comment. Arona Rodriguez will remain in custody. His next hearing is scheduled for Tuesday morning, right back here at the federal courthouse.
Okay. Before I get it started in this one, an illegal party going on. Commanding officer had already told this staff sergeant, you're not allowed to be there. He disobeyed that order. They raid, FBI raids it. They looking for him. He's all in the indictment. You done sold dope to the DEA while on active duty, man. And y'all be thinking sometimes that every service member is like some outstanding citizen and that everybody is following the rule of law. You all would be surprised just how much stuff active duty service members are involved in criminally throughout the country. I've seen cases when I served. This stuff happens all the time. Guys are selling drugs, gang members, selling weapons, stealing stuff, killing people, sexual assaults, you name it. So it doesn't surprise me that we have a service member here not doing what he's supposed to do, not following the orders that the commanding officer gave, still operating this business, still selling drugs. No surprise. No surprise at all. Now, I'm just wondering, for him, because it's a federal case, if they're going to turn it over to the military and send him to level work for the rest of his life. That's what I'm waiting to see. Because that's essentially about where he's about to go. You just threw away your entire career trying to be whatever. Perhaps he was part of the cartel. Who knows? They said MS-13 and the Hells Angels frequent this club. So they was running guns and drugs all through it. And then 4 o'clock in the morning. 4 o'clock in the morning, you got service members still out partying. 17 of them. They all get detained, get arrested because they participating right along with this. That could be a whole little platoon, whole little unit, everybody involved. I just, I don't even know what to say about this. It seems like Trump's DOJ is cracking down. That's all I can say. And they are raiding parties. They are arresting judges. They're not playing. They are not playing with these border jumpers. They are not playing. And we're seeing, as these cases happen, you're seeing American citizens are somehow, some way caught up in this. So we can chuck it up to, there's a lot of Americans that are helping out in the trafficking of illegal migrants in this country. We got a lot of people amongst us that are doing some illegal stuff that are helping and aiding and assisting. So I don't even know how you can combat that besides having more ICE agents, having more raids, having more investigations into things like this. But you see the drugs, the illegal guns, and those weapons, at least two of them look military issue. At least they were law enforcement issues, especially that Gen 43. So, that 43X I meant that I saw. So he was selling guns. Where he was getting them from. But he's selling them to illegal migrants. So y'all be safe out there in Colorado. Your politicians been lying to you. They've been lying to you. They told y'all that this gang activity was made up, that Trump was just trying to scare people, and this is part of his fear mongering. That's what Democrats said. They had a whole big spiel about this during the debate time. Said he was out here fear mongering and race baiting. It was racist. It was targeting people. It was hurting communities. Now we see that this stuff is true. These gang members are in the country.